Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and we have another humble bundle of interest to game developers. This one is a very, I guess I'd call it special bundle. This is unique in terms of what it offers, and what it offers is a huge collection of music and sound effects ready for use in your game. Now, as I always do with all game development related bundles, is if it's of relevance to game developers, I buy it, let you know what you're getting it, and let you know if it's worthwhile to you. Now, without further ado, let us jump in. Now, the way humble bundles work is you can decide how much money you want to spend. There's various different tiers. You buy a higher value tier, you get all the values below it. So if you buy the maximum tier, you get everything listed in this bundle. You can decide how your money is allocated between the publisher, between Humble, between charity, and if you so choose, and thanks if you do, Game From Scratch. All right, with that out of the way, let us jump in and take a look at exactly what is in this bundle. This is called the Music and Sound Effects for Games, Film, and Content Creators Bundle. Humble music and sound effects for games, films, and content creators. Bring expression to your video games, movies, and more with a bundle of music and sound effects. Breathe life into your characters with voice audio. Create ambience with music, and add the final touches with sound effects. Now, this is from the GameDev Marketplace. We've done one with assets from them in the past, a lot of graphics and icon stuff. So this is from a number of different manufacturers. GameDev Marketplace is actually just that. It is a marketplace. So the quality and the creators behind each one of these things could vary. All right, so here we go. We're at the $1 tier here. And at the $1 tier, you get the cute, gooey sound set. By the way, any one of these things you can drill into and get more details on what is in it. Now, in this particular case, you're not getting a hell of a lot more detail, but you can. All right, so we've got the cute, gooey sound set. We got the Christmas music pack, Christmas ambience pack, Christmas sound effects pack, sassy character sidekick voice pack. Okay, that one's very specific. The aggressive female celebratory phrases. Okay. We've got voice-over young male, RTS orc troop voice, game jingles and 8-bit sound effects, shoot 'em up, music pack, casino SFX pack light, and home and office sound effects pack light. So that's the $1 tier. At the, let's see, $13 tier, we then get the Audio Alchemists Pirate Game Sound Pack, their Horror Music Atmospheres Pack, the Fantasy Game Sounds, the Evil Alien Tech Sounds Pack, the Horror Sound Effects Pack, the Short Female Interjections. Okay, this one company has very random stuff. The medieval and fantasy weapon sounds, including things like big sword, small sword, knife, swishes, and impacts. Horror and Halloween character voice packs. Okay, the RTS Game Builder Goblin voice, the RTS Game Hero Troop voice, the RTS Game Hero Builder voice, the World War II Soldier voices, the Retro Platformer SFX pack, the 8-Bit Brave 8-Bit Brave Adventure 4 pack, the Footsteps sounds, and then we jump to the highest tier, the $25 tier, and in this case you get the Mega Music Collection, the Dark Fantasy Studio Mega Pack, the Puzzle SFX pack, the Puzzle Music Pack, the Zombie Voice samples, the Cowboy Voice samples, the Gun Sound Pack, the Sci-Fi Sounds and Sci-Fi Weapons Pack, Aggressive Female MOBA Style Voice Pack, again, strangely specific, Aggressive Female Guiding Voice Pack, Fighting Game Announcer with Effects, RPG SFX Pack 2, Casual Game SFX Pack, Fantasy RPG Music Pack, RPG Battle Themes, and then finally the Pixel Platformer Music Pack. Now, what I've noticed here is the ones that are going to be most useful to the majority of people are these straight out packs, things like generalized special effects and music. Some of these other ones are going to be very, very specific, and unless you can match that particular sound effect in your game, they're going to be tricky. But if you've got a game with guns, definitely the gun pack, sci-fi weapons pack. So you notice kind of some of the most useful things are obviously in the top tier. So your generic music, your more common sound effects and such, they're all packed into the $25 tier. And then the rest of the stuff is very specific for the most part. Now, medieval sounds for sure, horror sound effects for sure, but then we kind of get, again, some of these are strangely specific. So from looking at this pack, the best stuff is quite obviously packed into the $25 tier. Now, when you actually go ahead and buy this, this is what you get. So here we are on the Humble library page. The cool thing about Humble is once you've bought something, it is yours forever. You can basically go back to Humble to download it. So everything here is just a collection of zip files on their site. So you can see here, you can come back, again, it's part of your library. So you want to re-download these things, you can just grab them from Humble. There's not a limited amount of time. You can grab them as often as you want. And everything we saw is in fact here. So let's grab one of these things as an example. I'm going to grab the gun sound effect. It's a 50 megabyte zip file. Now the nice thing about Humble too is it's generally pretty quick. So there we go. It is now downloaded. So let's go ahead and open that guy up, take a look at what we get. Now, obviously, you're going to get different things in each pack. It's from different manufacturers. So in this particular case, we got a how-to PDF file, bonus sounds, including explosions and folly of soldier gear, so on and so forth. Some pretty good stuff there. And then here in the guns, obviously, we have things like heavy reload, assault. Actually, there's quite a bit here. Pistol cocking, pistol fire, pistol dry fire, load, remove, slide fast revolver, rifle, sniper rifle, automatic, shotgun, and so on. And I actually don't want to play any of these example sounds because that always scares the crap out of the person on your end who isn't expecting a sudden gunshot. So I'm not going to actually do that, but you do get an idea. This is one of the packs and kind of how it works. You've got a whole lot in this particular pack. It's a very quality pack, to be honest. So if you need guns for your game, for example, this could be a very good pack. Now, the obvious question you should be asking yourself, and if you're not asking yourself, shame on you, is what license are these under? And the nice thing is GameDev Marketplace is pretty well established. So most of the time what they do with their license basically is you can use them in your own game. You just can't redistribute them as assets. So that means you can't, get a license here and then send that license up to the, Unity store or Unreal store and resell it yourself. If you want to get into the full details, the license details are here. I've gone through them a couple of times in the past when we've done previous GameDev Marketplace stuff. And once again, I will link this in for you guys. If you want to jump in and take a look at the license before jumping in, it's all here. The important parts, again, are, let me see, I think it's right here, part 4. Yeah. The big details are going to be here. Basically, you just, again, can't resell the assets for the most part, and then you've got a limit of liability on the people that created the assets. So this license protects the seller as well as the buyer. But from going through this in the past, unless they've changed something here, and it doesn't appear they have, at least not recently, I didn't find any issue with their actual license in the past. But do be sure to go through it yourself before you use any of these products in your own commercial game. But that is it. That is the, let's go back and get the full game here, the full name. It is the Humble Music and Sound Effects for Games, Film, and Content Creator Bundle. It's an interesting one. We've got lots of art packs in the past, but we don't really have a lot of these music packs. So I can see, especially if you're like myself and have limited ability when it comes to audio, this could definitely be a useful resource. Now, there are a ton of resources out there along these lines, things like freesound.org and others. But there's kind of some issues with those repositories sometimes. Sometimes, even though the sound is there, the license really isn't that legal. For example, you can't use a Homer Simpson capture in your own game. So you got to be a little careful about those public domain sound source licenses unless the person who's actually releasing them is the original creator. But I'm going to do that as a follow-up video at some point in the future. Place to go for all these free resources. But as you can see, there's a pretty good collection here from pretty broad genre of titles, especially if you want to make a sci-fi gun-based with swords, horror, Halloween, Christmas game. They got you set. So that's it. That is the bundle. Let me know what you think. Comments down below, and I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.